Welcome to another episode of I'm Dying to Tell You. This is Dr. Mark Goulston, squeezing in a lot of what I've learned from life, learned from people, and what the universe is teaching me before I possibly go into a brain fog for treatments I may begin to have. And today's episode, I don't know if it's suitable for framing, but it might be suitable for LinkedIn. I think the majority of my other episodes are not suitable for LinkedIn, but this one could be, because I want to talk to you about de-transactionalizing selling. That's a mouthful. De-transactionalizing selling, and you might think, you can't do that. Selling is a transaction. Well, I beg to differ. And I'm going to talk to you about B2B, business-to-business selling, and then follow up with B2C selling, business-to-consumer selling. And again, you need to modify this to whatever you're doing. But if you're a B2B salesperson, you're trying to get someone inside a business to buy your service or your product. And they're trying to purchase something that will show they have good judgment to their boss. So when you're having a conversation with these people, you may be focusing on the problem, that your solution, your service, or your product provides. But if you can find a place in the conversation, and you might say, do you have any other questions? You say, can I pose a hypothetical situation to you? And hopefully they'll give you the time of day, or at least 3 more minutes, and say, here's the hypothetical situation. And please bear with me. When's your next performance review? And they're going to go, what? Yeah, I told you it was hypothetical. When's your next performance review? 6 months, they say. Good. What's your confidence level from 0% to 100% that at your next performance review, you will get the biggest raise or promotion possible? And they're going to be, what? Yeah, what's your confidence level? And you've just taken the transactional nature of your interchange and replaced it with focusing on their success, not yours. And their success, of course, would be getting the biggest promotion or raise at the next performance review. And it's rare that they're going to say 100%. And then you say, what would you need to get done between now and then that would increase your confidence level to 100%? And they may pause. And when you can get people to pause and maybe look up because they're pondering such a good question, when they come back and look at you, it's not transactional anymore. And they'll mention whatever that is. And then you have them elaborate on that. And what they might come up with is, that I'll come up with I'll buy a service or a product, that really solves a problem for us. And then you might dig in further and say, can I suggest that there's an elephant in the room? And hopefully they'll be intrigued enough to say, what? Yeah, there's an elephant in the room that you're not addressing. Well, what's that? And you say, what might increase your confidence to 100% is that your boss's boss gets the biggest promotion or raise possible for them. And that your boss's boss knows that your boss uniquely helped them to get that raise and promotion. And your boss's boss is a pay it forward kind of person, and therefore gives your boss the biggest promotion or raise that he can give your boss. And then hopefully your boss is a pay it forward kind of person, and they pay it forward to you. So what do you think you could get done uniquely for your boss that would contribute to your boss getting his or her boss the biggest raise or promotion? And then drill down into that. Well, what would make that happen? and then forget about what you're selling. And you actually might have something that would help them, but you've just changed the whole conversation. And you can follow up with them, and you can make introductions to other people. I mean, we all have incredible networks. And by the way, if you introduce that person to someone in your network that gets that someone business, that someone, if they're a pay it forward, grateful kind of person, they're going to look to refer people to you, hopefully. And so that's how you would increase your business-to-business sales success, and furthermore, begin to have long-lasting relationships with people dedicated to each other's success. Now, when it comes to B2C, it's slightly different. So B2C is not about, a consumer isn't necessarily focusing on a boss. But one of the things they're focused on is, if they do buy a product or service, that a day, a week, a month, that they feel this was the greatest product or service that I've ever bought. This has totally exceeded my expectations. I'm really amazed by it. I have zero buyer's regret or buyer's remorse, and I only wish I bought this thing earlier. So somewhere inside a potential B2C customer is the desire to feel that a day, a week, a month down the road. And of course, what's also in them is the desire to avoid feeling a day, a week, a month down the road, what was I thinking? How did I let that person push me into buying this thing that now I've discovered I didn't want, I can't afford, and I was foolish to buy? So you can do the same hypothetical with a B2C customer and drill down and ask them to tell you about purchases they've made, or a day, a week, a month. They said, I love this. I love this. I'm going to tell my friends to buy this. And get them also to drill down to the opposite end. Tell me about things you bought which you hated and you felt you were an idiot for buying. Because what I'm interested in, obviously, is that you be the first kind of customer, and that you be delighted as opposed to disappointed. So I hope that de-transactionalizes the way you think of selling. Now, you're going to have to sell this to your boss, because your boss, in either case, is interested in the numbers. Did you get the numbers? Oh, well, I built a relationship that I think is long-term. Yeah, I know relationships are great, but did you get the numbers? So you might want to run these approaches towards your boss. And if you have a boss who doesn't care about what you're offering them, you got the wrong boss. So I hope that helps you and you'll put it into practice. And if you do, you'll let us know, how did it work? How can we make it better? Or did it backfire? So until next time, thanks again for tuning in. And if you like this, and if I ever post these things, you'll share it with people. Take good care. Bye-bye.